As one of the first dramas of 2024, Marry My Husband has set a high bar for all the Korean dramas to follow this year. It is smartly written, visually elegant, and features a delightful blend of revenge, time travel, and romance. What's great about Marry My Husband is that it doesn't shy away from its core element, the melodrama. The show's premise is incredibly dramatic. Kang Ji-won is married to a lousy husband named Min-won, has mean in-laws, and even suffers from cancer. Her only solace is her best friend Soo-min. But one day, she comes home from the hospital to find her friend in bed with her husband. The confrontation escalates and Ji-won ends up being pushed into a glass table, meeting her end. But it's really just the beginning, since she wakes up in 2013, 10 years before the incident. She has a second chance at life, and this time, she is determined to change her fate. But it's not that easy. She can't avoid her fate, but she can give it to somebody else. And who better than the backstabbing friend who was involved in her murder? Murder, betrayal, revenge. Marry My Husband has everything you'd want in a melodrama. And the story doesn't shy away from this. Instead, it leans into the fantastical setup and embraces extravagance. It employs tropes and cliches, but in its own unique way. It doesn't hesitate to make its characters do despicable things that border on unhinged. It encourages them to do so. And this is the show's best quality. Coupled with strong characters and an interesting premise, the sensationalism grabs hold of you. In fact, it's when things get a bit too normal that your attention tends to drift. And so, you get to watch elaborate plots being developed and intricate settings erected in order to push characters this way and that. There is manipulation and lying and blackmail. There are fake letters, fake seductions, even fake pregnancies. The writing is deft and uses twists and turns to keep you on your toes. And even when it's predictable, it's incredibly fun. It's exaggerated and soapy and a delicious watch. You just slurp it all up. What makes these dramatics different from the typical K-drama? It's that the story is rooted in realistic characters and, most importantly, realistic villains. Min-won is a man rooted in patriarchy, born to privilege and easily moved to violence. Most women have dealt with a Min-won in their lives. The Soo-mins of the world are less easily found, but that's probably because they are better at hiding. She's a much more complicated villain who pits herself against Ji-won but can't be without her. She's not just petty and manipulative, rather her obsession with Ji-won is layered and rooted in deep issues. Revealing more about it would venture into spoiler territory, so you'll have to watch the show to understand what I mean. If you've already seen it, you know that while Park Min-young and Na In-woo are fabulous leads and Lee Ik-young does a great job as Min-won, Song Hye-yoon simply takes the cake as Soo-min. She relays Soo-min's outward pretense of kindness and her inward envy and insecurity all at the same time. With an adept quiver of the lip, tensing of the brow, or twitch in the cheek, Song makes Soo-min's inner feelings clear as crystal. She's also perfected the sugary voice and the overtly sweet demeanor that Soo-min bestows on all of her victims. It's an absolute joy to watch a character like this crash and burn. Sadly, the series is just short of perfect. Around episode 12, Marry My Husband introduces one character too many. The story goes from its unique use of tropes to stumbling into cliched pitfalls. As a result, the show loses focus of its main quartet and the narrative meanders more than it needs to. But it's worth sticking through this rough patch, for the show finds its feet at the end again and wraps things up with a neat bow. And after all is said and done, it's the roller coaster ride of drama that you'll remember the most.